Look at all these things.
That might have been the single weirdest intro sequence of my entire life because I was delayed so hard that literally only the first half of the intro played and then all of a sudden we were all on screen. So that was fun.
And I heard someone talking.
Wow. I don't care at this point.
And
Well, hello indeed. And welcome to the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan. Ready to say something gay. Gay, even though that's not what my headline says today.
Oh.
None of y'all clocked that my headline changed.
No, I did. I just didn't say anything.
Also president of the Testicle Fan Club. But I have just the dregs of my second double espresso for the day. So this is going to be a really fun podcast to do. Yay.
Oh. Well, okay. Bonjour, maybe. I love getting scripts on the fly. Yay. No. Hello, bonjour. Hello, everyone. My name is Lana. I am your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Her. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. And guess what I'm drinking today, Logan? Sweetened tea.
Good for you.
Sweetened tea.
The best.
I know it's delicious.
It is very delicious, by the way, because
Right.
It's the only way to drink tea, in my humble opinion. Anyway, but
I hope you all are recognizing that I am very appreciative and encouraging of Lana drinking sweet tea, and that is not reciprocated. But
no, never will it be. I don't accept unsweet tea. But I also continue to have near me my dear, sweet, beautiful cup mug. Half a panel full of cup mugs. Half a panel.
67%.
A little bit more than half. A little bit more than half. Yay.
2/3.
It deserves a party.
2/3.
It deserves a party. But
A global party.
It deserves a party and outside of the realm of any other party we've ever thrown here on the cup. Period. And you know what? We do ship globally. We do ship globally. And we do, globally. All over. So there are no excuses for anybody.
All over the globe.
All over the globe, we ship. I think we could probably ship it to Antarctica, even if we want, maybe. I don't know. But you know what? Try it. Somebody buy it and try it. But get your cup merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. Period.
Ciao, Bella. I'm David Healy, and I don't have a cute intro, but I do have a cute shirt. You know I could not wear my Alyssa Edwards shirt for this premiere because I love Alyssa Edwards. I'm repping for United States. Plus, she's one of my all-time favorite queens, and she reminded me why in this premiere. But I am just drinking. Well, I have some water, but I'm really drinking the Monster right now because I'm a little tired and I need some energy.
Oh, baby, I'm about to make a third espresso. So, I'm working early because there's so much Drag Race.
Love that. Mabu, hey. I am Brandon, professional fangirl of Constance Dragon video games. I am also wearing a cute shirt, and in theme, I am also wearing an Alyssa Edwards Beast.
Yes.
I had to because, no joke, it was in my closet, literally just hanging by a thread. I was just like, oh, I am wearing this today.
The universe told you to wear that shirt today.
Because I was looking for it, and then I was just like, where is it? Because all my shirts are black mostly. And then, but yeah. As
all
always,
of my cute shirts are currently being washed, and I'm mad about it.
Yeah. As always, I am drinking water out of my lead Stanley mug because I got to. So, work.
Hola, ¿cómo están? I am Eduardo, the Mexican representative of this podcast. I'm here to talk shit, get hit. I'm finishing my coffee because it's still 10 a.m. here. So early. It's
Sure
early,
is.
so I need this coffee because I stayed up until 2 a.m. watching DragRace. Anyways.
Bom dia, boa tarde, boa noite. Hi, hello. I am River, your Brazilian correspondent here on the cup. And I do not have drag queen merch, but I tried to pick a shirt that had some Brazilian colors on it to rep. And also, with Miranda being from Hue, I chose my soccer team mug that is actually a team from Hue. So, repping. I don't know if it's her team, but, anyways. I'm just drinking some water.
I kind of like that. I love the diversity and the global impact that we're having right now. Love
Yes.
that.
See, had
We
I
have a
known we
global
were doing
panel.
global introductions, I would have done something more unique.
Well, no,
Be
you represented America.
I don't want to.
Too bad.
Come on,
Fair.
you what? No, the Olympics is over.
No, that's
The
actually
Olympics
very
is over.
valid.
We don't do that anymore.
No. The Paralympics are about to start. So keep that
Paralympics will
same
start.
energy.
Paralympics are starting, but
Keep
Olympics
that
is
same
over.
energy. But
until
Mhm.
look, I got a week in between that where we don't have.
But
to
here's
rest.
the thing: the Olympics might be over, but the Olympics of drag have just begun.
Ooh.
They kept the torch going, if you will. The Olympic
part.
torch.
Mhm.
We've got 2 fantastic episodes of Global All-Stars to talk about today. I am so excited. These are some of my favorite queens. Some. No, I'm kidding. No, I will say I came out of this double premiere really, really liking honestly everybody, and every elimination is going to be devastating. So I'm not looking forward to eliminating anyone next week. But we are going to dive into a whole hell of a lot. And Lana, I know you don't care about eliminations.
Can't wait. Can't wait to see them.
Send them home.
Send them home. No, I love it. I can't.
No.
Wait.
But we are going to dive into everything in this episode. Before we do, though, make sure to subscribe if you have not already, because we are here almost all the time giving you almost all things drag. And that does mean every franchise of Drag Race and Global All-Stars. We talk about them all. So we're talking about all of the ones currently. We've got Global, we've got Philippines, we got Mexico, we got Canada's Drag Race Canada versus the World Season 2. So make sure to subscribe because we're talking about all of them. We're repping all of the franchises that are being repped here, and also the 3 that they decided not to include. Well, the 2 they decided not to include, and the 13th queen that they flew to Colombia but didn't put on the show.
Mm.
And I'm pissed about it.
Me too, because she would have been in my top half.
Who's
Wait,
that?
who?
Everything is alleged information.
Right. It says so down there. It says so down
Yes.
there.
There is a 13th queen that was flown to Colombia and was told that she was not needed.
And
Allegedly.
say her name. Say her name.
Allegedly, it was Ugasio Crujiente from season 1 of Drag Race España.
Oh,
Right.
I didn't know her.
We are missing out on some incredible drag.
Oh,
But we got some great drag here, and I'm excited to talk about it. So,
Yes.
And check the description below where you can find all of our audio podcasts, our other YouTube channels, and our Patreon, where you can get early access to our Look Over Here episodes for all the franchises we are currently covering. So, okay, we got a lot to do. This is just a recap episode. If you're looking for a discussion of the opening ceremony runway looks, as well as both episodes' runway looks, that is going to be done in depth over on the Look Over Here episode, which will drop shortly after this recap does. So make sure to check out that as well, where we dive into the looks fully. This episode, we are going to talk about kind of first impressions, who we liked, who we didn't, workroom stuff, the talent show, the lip syncs, all that lovely jazz for people who may not be familiar with our new format. So we got our opening ceremony. No entrance lines, no walking into the workroom. They all walk onto stage with RuPaul and Michelle Visage and our permanent panelist, Jamal Sims. And I have to say, I think my biggest takeaway coming from this episode replace Ross and Carson and just make Jamal a permanent judge on US, because Jamal is such a good judge, and also
We all won. We won as a community.
I was like,
we really did.
I love Jamal Sims. I like him there. I like
love Jamal.
Like his spirit. Just like him. I just like him. He just gave a refreshing aura that we needed, I think. And you know what? I would love to see him permanently on US. That'd be great. But I feel like having him on global or just like these big things or something like that is just something special. So it's like I'll deal with the Rosses and the Carsons on the on US. But
and
then
we will happily
to,
take T.S. Madison.
Or T.S. Madison. We can take some replacements, like switch them out, do all that things. But it's something special about Jamal and this global aspect of it all. And it's like, I think he's really enjoying it. I love it.
And I love the way that he treats the queens. Like, you can see that he has so much respect for all of them, and he treats them like that. Like, you can tell. So.
And you have a built-in choreographer.
Werk.
That part.
Werk.
So, I want to go around really quickly, talk about, from the entrances alone, who were the standouts for all of us. A couple people. I know there's going to be some obvious answers from some people who are obviously rooting for one specific person, and I am including myself in that conversation. It's this cute little corner over here. But River, let's start with you. Who stood out to you, other than Miranda, but and other people?
So, not just because I'm biased, but she was not my favorite. My favorite entrance was Tessa. Period. But Miranda was my second favorite. But her interaction with the judges was my favorite, I think. When she told Ru that she would rather have 4 vaginas. She's representing Brazil so well. I am so proud.
I love it.
Should I go next now?
Well, that is the order that we established prior to this podcast.
I'm so sorry. I got kind of confused. Anyways, obviously, I'm biased. Gala, I love her. She's great.
What?
Logan, it's never funny when you do it. Anyways.
It's always funny when I do it.
Never funny.
So we're carrying over the roast.
Yes, we're carrying over from the roast.
Yeah,
we're carrying over from the roast.
The energy is still here.
Go check out our review of Drag Race Mexico.
Yeah, I'm still in roast mode. I am so sorry. Anyways, but the other queen that really stood out to me was, weirdly enough, Kitty. I really had, I think Kitty was really funny. I think her just saying 12 inches was really funny. And I think she looks great. She has had a great glow up. So I think Kitty and Gala were just the standouts to me.
No. So my standouts, obviously Eva the Queen is up there for obvious reasons. But Queen Kong.
Now, come on now. I love the fact that we're getting Pacific representation, and that is what I am here for. The 2 Pacific queens that I'm very excited for are Eva the Queen and Queen Kong. So I am and I never watched Down Under, but watching, I know, shocker, but watching Queen Kong's presence, you can just tell she is there to command, and I am so ready to see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think as far as the opening ceremony, the people that stood out to me the most with the looks were definitely Eva and probably Pythia. But what stood out to me in these episodes as far as the queens is there's 2 queens that I went into this season, only 2, where I'm like, their personalities kind of rubbed me the wrong way in their initial seasons. And I'll just say it's Vanity and Miranda. And so far, I'm really liking both of them. So it's going to be very interesting because I was like, okay, I already know who I'm rooting to go first, but now that has changed.
Okay. So for me, since I have no idea who half of these queens are, I've never watched their seasons, so I don't know. I didn't know who most of them were. For me, I was excited to see Eva the Queen. Love her. Enjoy her. Started watching her season, so I enjoy her very much. But I don't know why. It was just instantly right off the bat, I just like fell in love with two different people, and it was
Okay.
from Friends.
So,
Loved her,
yes.
loved her, and David, you said you didn't know how you liked it because you didn't like their attitude. It was Vanity for me. I just really like Vanity when she was just like, when they asked what her favorite meal was, she was like Swedish meatballs and fish, rotted fish. And he was like, would you like fries with that? And she's like, no.
No.
Like, I don't know why. I just found that so funny to me.
That was my single favorite moment of the opening ceremony too, was when she was
She was just like,
no.
she was like, no. And the way she said it, it was just like,
yeah.
no. I was
She's done
like,
a 180 personality wise. Like
Yeah.
Logan can attest to it. She was by far the most unlikable person in this cast.
wow.
And I were you done with your comments, Lana? Because mine kind of
I was, because those are the three people that just like
yeah.
jumped out at me that I just really, really enjoyed so much. But yeah, but I'm surprised y'all say y'all didn't like it. Like her season was bad. 'Cause I just love her.
Because I'm gonna go ahead and say I have said some not great things about Miss Vanity Vane on Beyonce's internet. I've not been kind to this individual. Kind is not at all a word I would use to describe her, and I had said on previous occasions prior to watching these two episodes that she would not have been my first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, or eighth choice from this cast, and there were 9 queens on the cast. She shut me the fuck up. She shut me the fuck up. Vanity was the person that stood out to me the most. And that goes for both episodes, honestly. Like, I really, a complete 180. Could not agree with you more, David. Like, I don't know whether the Swedish producers and editors just didn't like her or what it was. She is getting a remarkably different edit in this season. Like, truly a complete 180. We'll talk more about Vanity. I'm very excited for Vanity now. I still wish it was Fontana. Let me make that. And Fontana messaged me last night on Instagram, so we love Fontana. I was wearing her shirt while I watched Global last night, so I put it on my Instagram story. Okay. She liked it and commented, and it was a gorgeous. I love. Shout out to Fontana. Obviously, Tessa goes without saying hi. I love Tessa. And her entrance was incredible. I will say one other person I did really like her energy throughout both of these episodes. I am a little bit worried about her in the competition, but I like Athena's energy a lot here. And when she was talking about being the heart of Drag Race Belgique season 1, I agree completely. Like, I loved her on her season. I did think, the right person won because I love Drag Queen, but I'm a little worried for Athena. And I'm less worried now for Nalenia. But I really enjoyed Nalenia as well. I thought she's the one queen I am not the most familiar with, because the only season of Drag Race I've never finished is season 2 of Italia. And I think now I'm going to have to.
Yeah, you definitely have to. It's so good. It's so good.
I know. I know that now, so I'm going to have to. But yeah, Vanity, shut me the fuck up.
Yeah.
Wow.
What I think is really interesting about this cast is, like, looking through them, there's so many queens. I think at least like 5 that are from seasons that were kind of dominated by one person.
Yes.
And so it will be really interesting to see how they shine without that person kind of blocking everybody else's light. Like Athena, Nalenia, Soa to a degree, Vanity, yeah, even Miranda
Queen,
to a degree.
Alyssa, Tessa. Like, honestly, I think you could say that about almost anyone on this cast.
Yeah.
Gala for sure. Her season
Gala.
Dance version.
I mean, for something they said in the episode that I was kind of like, oh, okay. But I think it was Alyssa who said it, and she was like, we are the best of all from all these different franchises. And I was like, I mean, none of you actually won, so we don't know if you're the best of the best, but you're the tops of the
You're the best of the best of the people that lost.
Right. I was like, but you are the best of the lost people. But I thought these 2 episodes were very interesting, and I enjoyed it, and I didn't think I was going to, because so much Drag Race consumption that we're getting and we're taking in. After a while, it's like, okay, I'm getting a little burnt out from the Drag Race. There's a lot happening, and so I was like, am I going to feel that way about watching Global and starting something new when we have so many that we're already watching? But no. I watched it and I was like, okay, I'm enjoying this.
I want to speak on that more because I felt the exact same way because like I will be the first to admit right now I'm currently dealing with a little bit of Drag Race fatigue. I think what did it for me is honestly the editing and the producing. This felt so refreshing in a different way. Like the editing was different. I loved the like coming up sequences that happened before the commercial breaks. I thought that was a really nice twist. Also, I think the other big thing is this fucking workroom. Because we've seen this workroom so many times. It's used for 3 other franchises, including one we are currently talking about.
Right.
But the absolute transformation is so what? This is the best workroom of any franchise. And it should be, because it is global.
Global, absolutely.
But it is just, like, the color palette, the way it's set up, like, it's kind of taken inspiration from all of these different franchises in the, like, I love the little alcoves that they have, kind of like what Canada does. And I love the color palette because that kind of reminds me a little bit of, like, España and Mexico.
That's what I was thinking.
And it's like it's just, it feels so refreshing, and it feels like, oh, this is different. I think also what might do it as well, this is the first new franchise of this year. We have not gotten season one of a Drag Race franchise yet this year, and I don't think we're going to get another one. And so I think the newness of it, juxtaposed with all of the newness we got last year, which I love, which helped, make Global possible, it's all just very refreshing for me. And as someone that loves Drag Race, obviously we do all get fatigued, but it's really refreshing to see something different for Drag Race. And I like that they're doing different things.
We did get a season 1 of All Stars España, if that counts.
Oh, you're right.
We did.
I forgot about that season. We
did. Wow.
That season went in one ear and out the other.
Look,
you
that
should
happened,
forget
didn't
about
it?
it. You should forget about it.
It was a fever dream. It was a fever dream.
In season 1 of
it really was.
Solo Las Mas as well, if that counts.
Well, that's not a Drag Race franchise.
Yeah, that's not a. Look, I would say that
doesn't count.
But
you're correct, but you're correct, Dave.
But it doesn't count.
But I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, this looked like I thought it looked more like the España workroom for All Stars, and I guess
it's got like touches of everything. It's got a little bit of Sweden also in like having the big structure. Like there's the big disco ball in the middle. Like it's a little like I love it. I love it. River, you were gonna say something, John?
Because I was out for a little bit, I had a problem, but I don't know if you guys mentioned about the workroom. One thing that I noticed was the floor kind of looks like an athletics track, like a running track. And I thought that was a very cool detail as well. I loved this new workroom. Absolutely love it.
I felt the way they have Ru coming out this season gave me more of the Brazil, Mexico side of things, because that's how I'm used to Ru coming out on this side in the US and Mama Pao coming out on this side on Philippines. But when we get to Brazil and Mexico, they always come out and Germany, they always came out from the opposite side. And so that's where Ru was coming out this. I was like, okay, so it's just a mixture of.
And then the sliding door opening for Ru. We got
it's more of an entrance.
It's more of an entrance. It's so good.
It's so impactful. I love it.
Yes.
So we find out that the main challenge for this week, so we find out that the winner of the season will be inducted into the newly built International Pavilion in the Drag Race Hall of Fame, which makes me confident that there will be more Global All-Star seasons. Yeah. And if the other Global All-Star seasons are as good as this one, I'm going to want a lot of them.
Mhm.
Thank you very much.
And it's in Daytona Beach, Florida.
I thought
No,
it was Coral something, Florida.
I thought she said Daytona Beach. The only reason that I'm
Unfortunately, it's in Florida.
It's in
yeah,
Florida.
Unfortunately.
the only reason I'm nervous there might not be is because this was a Paramount Plus thing, and Paramount Plus
Mhm.
just said screw you, drag race. So that's the only reason
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, because it hasn't been announced to season 2 yet. So we'll see.
Oh.
But fingers crossed.
I'm hoping for it already. We're 2 episodes in. I'm hoping for it already. But
And I'm hoping
and
if they don't, WoW picks it up.
definitely.
Mhm.
And we do find out that the cash prize is $200,000 US.
US. Period. I was like, ooh.
Someone did all of the
translation for some people.
conversions on Twitter, and it was like, and I did love Eva talking about, and especially from the girls that are from smaller countries and like not third world countries, but like I guess second world countries, something like that, or
Smaller
the
countries.
smaller
We'll just say
countries. That's what I
smaller
said.
countries.
Well, I
She
know
was
you
like,
don't mean you're trying to put Brazil into that, but you can't because Brazil is not a small country.
No.
But I understand exactly what you're
Well, the-
trying to say.
Okay.
Not using the correct words, but I understand exactly what you mean.
I'm trying.
Where the money,
I
look,
get it.
where the money
will go further.
converts more
Yeah.
in your
Yes.
country than it
Like
would.
Eva was talking
With
about
the
how like she could
currencies,
buy a
yes.
house. She could buy a house for herself, her parents,
Mhm.
buy a car, like do all of these things, and it's like
And I was like,
that's
Mhm.
incredible. Like
that is because
Yeah.
$200,000 here is like I could buy a house and a car
literally,
for me.
I could buy a singular house with
a singular
bedroom.
house and a singular car.
I could
for
buy
me.
a condo, like maybe in like Utah.
For
like,
me.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
here in Brazil, you become a millionaire. Period.
Yeah,
Literally.
same here in Mexico.
Wow.
You get 3
Wow.
million pesos.
Yeah.
So
See,
Yeah.
you give me that
Yeah.
$200,000, I'm moving to like Mexico or Brazil, and I'm like, I'm a
Right.
millionaire now.
I'm moving to Europe. I'm moving to
I'm moving
Europe.
somewhere where my money is going to be
Right.
doubled and tripled. Period.
Right. But we find
Here
out
is very
that
good, okay, for that. Anyways.
yes,
Work.
definitely.
Mhm.
We find out that the Maxi Challenge is the talent show.
Yes.
Shocking to no one.
Yeah.
But I think it's really the best way to do it.
The one thing that from when they were like kind of unpacking all of that is that Alyssa doesn't know any of the girls, and no one is shocked. But I don't care. Like I don't mind. It's just gonna give an interesting dynamic in the workroom. I'm interested to see how that's gonna work out.
So I watched this last night with a couple of my friends. And the number one overwhelming comment that sticks in my mind from my friends is someone like halfway through episode 1 was like, Alyssa got some media training. Damn. Because the way she was just so like, it was all pageant answers. And she was just like, I'm rooting for everyone. Like it's a different Alyssa. And I like seeing that. But yeah, let's talk about, yes, Lana.
Am I in the majority or the minority saying I still don't like Alyssa? I have, but see, and this is all because of previous things I've seen Alyssa on.
It's
and
because
so,
of the GOAT.
Right, the GOAT I watched, I didn't like her on that show. And then I watched her on these 2 episodes and I was like, Lana, get that out of your head. This is a new character. This is a new person doing new things. Like she wasn't in her world on that show. She's in her world right now. Learn to like Alyssa Edwards for Alyssa Edwards, not Justin.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was sitting there and I was just like, I don't believe what she says. Like I believe the whole, I don't know these people. I don't know any of them. I don't have time to watch their franchises. Okay, fine. You people are busy. You don't have time. But what it was more like, and I want to get to know them. I enjoy them, but it felt very, like you said, media trained, very pageant answers. Maybe once she gets more comfortable and around these girls more, she'll feel more comfortable to be herself, like lean into just being and enjoying everybody and enjoying the competition. As of right now, I'm not feeling her. I feel like it's very
produced. You're not buying it.
Yeah, I'm not buying into what she's selling. It feels very produced. It feels
Mhm.
very like I need to look this way in order for people to like me instead of being who she is. I would rather her be who
I
she is.
agree.
And even if she's not the nicest person, I will respect her just being not the nicest person. I just feel it's so phony right now. That's just my very first impression. It could change. I'm very open for it to change. And other people love her. And so I'm like, it's a reason people love her. So I just have to
Mhm.
find out what that reason is. It's just what she showed in these first 2 episodes for me was not what I think would it just didn't seem genuine. It felt very inauthentic.
I think that part of getting to love Alyssa is going through the journey of maybe
Mhm.
disliking her at first. Because on season 5, I didn't care for her. Like she had some good moments, but it wasn't until All Stars 2 that I like really was like, oh, look at this wild person she is. Like it's insane and so endearing. And I'm hoping that you get to go through that journey and you'll start off low and then you'll just gradually like go uphill like a roller
We'll
coaster,
see.
but a roller coaster
Mhm.
that stays up.
Because
Oh,
we've
okay.
because we've known Alyssa for what 12 years now. Like
Mhm.
there's history to it. I absolutely
Yeah.
agree with that, David. Like we've known about Alyssa for up to 12 years. For I don't however long we've been on our Drag Race journeys. So like I agree. A lot of it is going to be the process of it. I think we did see a little bit of humanity from her in these 2 episodes, and I'll talk about it. Just a touch, but I see.
I
What you're
did see
saying
the
for sure.
touch. Yes, I saw the touch. I know what you're talking about. But go ahead, River.
No, I agree with you. I was gonna, when you were saying, I was thinking like it didn't seem genuine, the moments that she had. Which like the thing is, I don't mind. I don't care about her not watching the other franchises because like we get it. People, she works like some people don't have time. Some people want to watch it like Angeria, and some people don't, and it's fine. As long as she treats the other queens with respect, I don't care at all. And she is treating them with respect, so it's fine. The thing with Alyssa is I do enjoy watching her on my TV as entertainment. But the thing is, I need to be, I had to learn to be able to separate enjoying watching a character on TV, but at the same time being like, I would hate to have this person in my personal life and I would not be able to deal with them in person if I had to interact with them because they would get me out of my
Character.
aura, kind of. I would be very hard. It would be very hard to deal with a person like that in real life. But she's a character on TV, and for that, I enjoy it. I enjoy watching her. She's entertaining. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, most definitely.
Mhm.
Speaking on the stuff that happened in the workroom in general across these 2 episodes, we got kind of the unpacking part in the first episode. We got a couple of stories from people. We found out that Athena and Pythia know each other, which I think is really fun.
Love that.
Kitty breaking the set.
Kitty breaking the set.
So funny.
And I was literally, while I was watching it with my friends, I was literally commenting, "Oh, this workroom is really fun. Like it looks really nice. It's super well done." Breaks. So we get those moments, which are very, very lovely, and then briefly touching on episode 2 because we do get a mini challenge, which I also loved as part of this double premiere. Making Alyssa Edwards do quick drag again is something I will cherish for a while because it was wild. We're doing a photo shoot, but the photographer is a pit crew member, and we're doing a Soul Train dance line again because RuPaul likes them.
Soul Train line.
What's funny is I was watching this with one of my friends like online, and like as we were watching, I'm like, watch Nalenia win this because you all don't know this, but Nalenia is known for winning a bunch of mini challenges in her season. And so I'm like, watch her get another mini challenge win.
She's the Matilda.
She's Matilda. I was like, she's Matilda.
And hey, guess what?
And
she won.
Can I just mention how good Eva looked in quick drag? She looked so good.
She looks
Incredible.
like she took 2 hours on her makeup.
Right.
She took 20 minutes.
Beautiful.
I,
hmm
I
Beautiful.
I was just like, how? But
Right.
I shouldn't even say how, because we see, like, even the queen,
We know. We
and
know.
like we saw Marina in her quick drag looking like she took 2 hours to do it. And
Right.
these Philippine queens just do it. They just know how to do it, and I love them for it. Every time I see a Philippine queen on a global stage, I'm like, y'all just ain't ready for what y'all about to see. That is why that's one of my favorite franchises of Drag Race, period, because they just know what they're doing.
I hope casting for UK versus the world and Canada versus Drag Race
They better.
Canada versus the world
They
are
better.
looking.
Please.
Especially because I can tell you already, season 3 of Drag Race Philippines is providing countless people that could easily.
Season 1. Everyone could be
Season
that.
1, 2, and
Everyone
3.
from season 1 could come out. Literally.
1, 2, 3. You can pick.
And there
take your
are
pick.
Silhouette. Bring Silhouette back.
Well, there are new
I need
fun
it.
and rumored things on the Philippines forefront that I'm very
Yeah, I
excited
also
All-Stars?
heard that.
I would love that.
Something
I would love an All-Stars.
star related, perhaps.
Ooh.
Bring
Allegedly.
Bernie back.
Allegedly.
Bring
Word.
Bernie
I also
back.
heard
Bring
that.
Bernie back.
Bring Bernie back.
Bernie back.
Bring
Are you
Bernie
saying-
back.
Bring Bernie
you
back.
saying
And also
Star?
Jake.
Star
Star.
from Drag Race Belgium is going to be on season
Yes,
4 of
Star
Race
from
Yes,
Drag
yes,
Race
yes, yes.
Belgique is going to make her international debut on Drag Race Philippines All Stars.
Come on, Star.
Come on, Star. Come through, Star.
Show
Look,
Star.
it's gonna be all astrological stuff. We're gonna have Star and Moon. They all
Moon.
come in.
Venus.
And Venus. They all coming together to
Oh,
do
yeah.
some
Who
things.
else do we have?
period.
Speaking of
Astrid
astrology,
Mercury.
should we talk about everybody's signs?
No.
No.
I was like,
please.
no.
Let's go there.
On a related note, I wanted to say, as a Cancer, when Mehelenia was talking about like her season, when she said, because I wrote the quote, she said, I was famous for crying a lot, being very loud, and for falling down, and I relate so hard. That was so real.
That's going to lead us into a new segment that I came up with right now because the comments are loving it on other videos. David, do you have any memorable quotes from this episode?
I mean, you can't just catch me off guard like that, but I am sure that
I'm going to.
I'm sure we're gonna find some.
I'm sure I wrote something down, but
It's fine.
Just be prepared anytime you're on this podcast to have some memorable quotes.
okay, good to know. I will keep that in mind moving forward.
Always be
There was
ready.
something.
Always
There
be
was
ready.
one. There was one from the talent show where I believe it was Miranda, and I believe she was talking about Gala, where she was like something about, and then she just ends the quote with "the ass," and that's all I remember. I love Miranda.
What I
My
remember,
favorite quote. Go ahead.
Ooh.
I was about to say what I remember from the quotes was from Gala when she was doing her talent, but it was from Soa.
So,
She was like, the camera came on. She was like, "This is sex," and I was like, "Yeah, it is."
Well, yes.
Well, yes,
Yes.
it is.
Welcome to the Galavaro experience. It's
I
Welcome.
mean, right?
sex.
Welcome, like Gala. First of all,
Mhm.
We'll
okay,
get to it because
let's
I
just
have a lot of
look. I'm gonna
thoughts.
say,
Yeah.
let's just back this up for a second because Gala in the workroom. We all seen Gala on season 1 of Mexico, and we know how hot and handsome and gorgeous and fabulous Gala is. But this season, not only did Gala come up in here with some highlights, with the blonde highlights, I was like, first of all, you already fine enough, stop it. But then, like everybody, every single person is thirsting after
Everyone.
Galavaro, which
Especially Queen Kong, which I would
Kong
love
is
to see.
losing her mind. Queen and Soa want Gala so bad, and I'm like, I get it. But
And on a
but-
cast,
wait,
yeah.
wait. I say this, and I'm gonna be quiet.
Yeah.
But then you walk in there looking like a Mexican rock star like leather down. Look, everything fitting just. I was like, Gala, look, you can't do me like that because you want nothing to do with me. I know this, but I'm looking at you like, if I shoot my shot, maybe could you possibly? And I know it's a no, and I hate rejection, but my God.
I know if Eve was watching this season, Eve would just be like, Gala. And the thing is,
Gala.
this is a hot cast too. Like, she's not the only hot person on this cast. So
but
I'm
she's
just like,
hottest. She is the hottest. Like,
I have a different crush.
It's a
level.
It's a level of hotness that Gala is just exuding.
Okay, now it's time for our crush segment.
Who's our
David,
crushes,
let's
though?
go around. Who's your crush?
Okay, so I knew that I was attracted to them their first season, but there's something about how they're looking now. But I am so into Pythia right now. Like, Pythia is so good to me.
Yes, God.
Okay.
Okay, for sealing my answer. Okay.
Oh, but here's your answer too. Okay. River. Oh no. Yes.
I also want to say
Eduardo.
I also really find Queen so hot. It's not even funny. Queen, holy shit! And when Queen and Gala are thirsting, I need them to just become the sexiest couple that have ever existed. I need it. I need it right now, please.
Okay. River, who are you?
Okay, so as the person on this panel that probably is attracted to men the least, Queen is, when I do like men, Queen is the type of man that I like. Period. End of story.
Work.
It's Queen and Sapphira Crystal for me. Like, those are my.
I see your look. I see your type, boo. I see your type, boo.
You see what I mean?
I'm picking up what you putting down.
As someone that has actively tried to sleep with Sapphira Crystal, I agree. I tried. I have to say, because I thought this person was hot on their original season too. There's something about Soda Muse for me.
That's what I was about to say. That is exactly what I was about to say.
And also, honorable mention, Tessa.
I know we cannot move on without mentioning Tessa, for sure.
Obviously.
I mean, look at the material.
That's my baby. That's my baby. You can look at the material online. There's a lot of the material online. I'll say that.
Just saying.
And that's been Crush segment. Ooh. I want to circle back to Gala because we get this really emotional moment in episode 2 where we get Gala and Millennia and Vanity all talking about their super emotional moments. And I couldn't help but laugh because of the way that this whole segment was phrased. But when Gala was talking about her late husband, and when Alyssa was just like, "Oh, is he?" I don't even remember what she asked, and Gala just goes,
"Are you still
married?
He's
dead now."
Are you still
They
married?
were still together. Yeah.
No, he's dead now. I was just like, it took me back. It took me back.
It was so casual.
It was so casual.
It was. I really think Gala is like at that point because you do get to a point where it's like.
Yeah.
It has to be casual or you're going to cry every time.
Yeah.
So she gets to the point where it's like, it has to be casual. Yeah. Oh no, he's gone. He's dead.
See, it wasn't that part for me. It was when they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And she's like, "Oh no, it's okay." As if like
no, but honestly, okay.
Like I said,
see what you mean.
To that point.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I understand being kind of like thrown back by how she went, but as someone that lost my dad like 1.5 years ago, I get it. Because because for me, like I had to grieve my dad before he even passed away because we weren't talking. So when he passed away, I already was done with my grief. So it was kind of just like more of a physical goodbye. Yeah. So like I was already kind of okay with it like a few months after. And some people were kind of like weirded out with like, okay, but how do you talk about this? Like it just happened. Well, like
Right.
after you grieve, it is casual, quote unquote. Like it is just that because you
Yeah.
don't carry that. Like it is part of you, but you're not like carrying that pain with you anymore. It's just
Yeah.
you
You
know.
have to do it
So I
so
get it.
you don't carry that pain with you because you
Yeah.
can't let it. You have to continue to live. Just because someone dies, you have to continue to live. And as someone who
Yeah.
lost both of their parents, you have to get to that point where you're like,
Mhm.
no, it's fine.
They would want
passed.
you
It's fine.
to move on, like to
Because
be
if
happy
you
with your
don't, if you
life and
carry
like
that
live.
with you, it's going to take you out and you're going to live with that grief forever. You have to learn to cope and live. As me and my sister said, you have to come up with your new normal because if this has
Mhm.
become your new normal now, you don't have this person who you depended on your whole life, and so or a good chunk of your life, and so now you have to say, all right, it's good.
This is my life
They're
now.
gone,
Yeah.
it's fine, and
Yeah.
I can move on and I can
Mhm.
still continue. So when Gala did that, I was like, I get it, but yes, I was taken aback. I was like, oh, she said,
Mhm.
no, it's fine. I was just like, I get it, but
But
I
like, it
love
was
the
also
response.
positive. It was a
Right,
positive story, so it makes sense.
right, because I love the response from everybody else. They were like, oh, well, okay. Like they took the
Yeah.
cues from Gala was like, well, if you're okay with it, we're okay with it. And we're saying, let's talk about the
Yeah.
rest of it. And it was a sad but happy story in the end because he gave her everything she knows to now become Galavaro. And it's
And have
really
a daughter
good.
that's dominating Drag Race Mexico season 2 right
It's
now.
really
Kind of, sort of.
good. It's really good.
Mhm.
I do love though, and this is one of the Alyssa isms that I do love with Alyssa. The moment Gala mentioned dance, you saw a shift in Alyssa, and she was
Mhm.
suddenly just like,
Yep.
"Dance, you say?
You
She
are a
Oh,
leans
dancer.
in.
a dancer?" And I do
Mhm.
kind of love that. I
Mm.
also do love this kind of mother hen energy that Alyssa is radiating on this season. Where she's just like going around to all the different groups, and her and Queen are very much so doing that. And we obviously saw that a lot in episode 2 because we saw what happened in episode 1. But yeah, Millennia with her dance story as well was very, very lovely, lovely. And then Vanity talking
With
about
her father and all of that.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then Vanity's story just
That
hit
had
me.
me. Ugh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Both of those stories, Lilia and Vanity, I
Mhm.
was like, y'all trying to get me to cry at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I am
The
not
3 stories
about
back to
Yeah.
back.
Going from
right
Gala to
back to back to
Millennium
back. I was
to
like,
Vanity
oh
They
was
gosh,
said we had
hilarious.
no Emmy moments in episode 1. We're gonna give you 3 back to back.
Mhm. Mhm.
hardcore.
There is
Yes.
a moment.
Mhm.
There's a moment I wanted to talk about because I was a little surprised they showed it, but we didn't get a lot from a few of the queens, but we did hear Pythia talking about how she feels like she could be at a disadvantage because she's not from a season that RuPaul actually judged. And I wonder
Yeah.
your all's thoughts on that. And I thought it was very interesting that all 3 queens that RuPaul did judge were put in the
They're in
same
the same
group
group.
of the
Yep.
talent show. And we saw how that turned out. But yeah, do you all think that they might be at a disadvantage? Because I can see it a little bit.
I
Go ahead.
called it
I'm about
out
to
a
say.
little bit.
Yes and
before.
no.
Yeah, I called it out a little bit when the season just got like announced. I was like, the girls that were not judged by RuPaul and the non-English speakers are gonna be an immediate disadvantage because this is just like there's an inherent bias to go for some people that either speak English. Like if you're a native English speaker, you are more like normally you would more biasly go towards people that like speak English and that you can understand better and have a closer experience with. And so I think RuPaul, since she has experience with people like Queen and Alyssa and Kitty, it makes sense that she would just gravitate towards them and like have this inherent bias, whether she wants to have it or not. So I think it is something that's gonna happen whether we like it or not, but I'm hoping that it's not too on the nose and it's too like, hey, Alice is winning everything.
I agree. I think there is a slight favoritism because RuPaul is already like she already knows the girls. She already has that connection. But at this on the other side, the girls that weren't judged by RuPaul have the advantage of like, oh, RuPaul hasn't seen most of the things that I know how to do that I'm good at, and
Mm-hmm.
like Alyssa being on 2 times, like RuPaul, Michelle, and us, like she doesn't have more to show, but like we already know a lot of Alyssa, and we've already seen a lot. So she's either gonna show us again all of her abilities that we already know she has. She has less room to wow us, and RuPaul is what I mean. So like the other girls that weren't judged by Ru, they have more of an opportunity to kind of like gag Ru and be like a good surprise and like make a stronger impact maybe.
I agree. I think I do see the advantages of being judged by Ru, but I can also see the disadvantages of being judged by Ru because it's like River said, what can you do to impress Ru that she hadn't already seen before? You would have to come with a whole new bag of tricks. Whereas the girls who haven't, they could just do what they do. And it's like, this is what I don't have to go looking for new things to do. I can just bring back what I already know how to do. I perfected this. I can show this. The girls who have got to be like, oh, I showed Ru my perfection bag already. I got to go find some new bags to pull out some stuff. But the one thing that they do have an advantage of, they know what Ru likes. They know what Ru likes. They know if you make Ru laugh, you pretty much good on her side. And so they know what to look forward to doing instead of saying, okay, when they go look for their new bag of tricks, they know exactly what kind of tricks they need to pull out. This is gonna make Ru laugh. This ain't gonna make Ru laugh. I need to come up with something that's gonna make Michelle Visage go, oh, it's not just another bodysuit. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have you know the tricks and the trades of what you need to do. But I also think Ru has done like the UK versus the world and these others where she's had international queens that she hasn't judged before. So I think Ru is starting to get into the mindset of, okay, I can't just have these biases towards the people I know, because like Marina Summers wowed her on UK versus the world this past season, and she never was judged by Ru before that. And I think Legrand Dom, same thing.
It's very much what you do with it. Right. It doesn't matter. Like
I just feel like the people who just don't have that the Ru factor of it all, they can be like, I think, like you said, they can gag her a little bit more, and I think she's opening her mind to more like, I don't have to just look at the people I know.
I do kind of expect all three of them to make the top half of the season.
I do.
Though.
Unless another queen just comes out the gate and just wows the heck out of Ru, which I'm seeing, which we saw with Vanity and which we, with Eva, I think they can make that impact. It's really the girls who were in Ru, in my opinion, the girls who Ru has judged, it's their contest to lose. If they just go in there and do some stupid stuff, or they don't live up to their own height that Ru has in her mind for them, it's their competition to lose, I think.
And it's because
the other girls kind of have like an open slate. They don't have like that expectation.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, yes, I do agree with you, David. I think it would be surprising if the three of them did not make it to the top half of the season. But that's also because they are three of the best contestants internationally we've ever seen on Drag Race. So like, it is also based on their merit as entertainers, but I do agree with you on that. So shall we
should just get into these looks, baby. Period.
The long way?
Absolute.
Judge panel number 1. It's the same 3 people, but this time it's Adriana Lima. Who was there?
Who was there?
Yeah,
she was there.
She's fabulous, but she didn't add much to anything.
Adriana
she's fabulous.
did what Adriana is paid to do, and that is to stand there and look fabulous, and that's what she did.
Yes.
Her job is to look beautiful every day, and she did that. So what do we want from her? Period. No, you're fabulous, Adriana. Do you, boo?
Yeah, and RuPaul looks like RuPaul.
She was mostly there for representation, so.
Yep, Brazil needed some representation. She got it,
and it was a good one, a good choice. So
At
I
least
just was-
it wasn't doo-doo.
I mean, I'm very interested, Adriana, though. I'm very interested, Adriana. My question is, if you could stand here and look beautiful for RuPaul on Global, where were you doing season 1 of Brazil? Like,
Mhm.
you were the one I was looking for. I was like, we definitely go have an Adriana Lima in the judging panel, right? And we did not. So I'm like,
And also,
I really
Anita,
thought we were all about to do this. and we
Anita.
didn't.
I
I'll
was
do
upset. But yeah.
hmm,
hmm
I wondered. I
Mhm.
wondered.
it.
I wondered.
I
That
see
was
it.
my only question.
Suspicious.
That was
That's
I see it.
weird.
I just wanted to know if anybody
Um,
else picked up on what I was putting down.
We sure did.
Thank you.
Mhm.
We sure did.
Can I just mention Michelle's hair? Bitch.
Can I mention Michelle's legs?
Can I just mention Michelle?
Michelle.
Period.
Mother. That's mother. Period.
Mother.
She gets prettier and prettier as the years go by. How is this possible?
Money.
Botox.
Yeah,
What was it? Yeah.
but she looks beautiful.
Beautiful.
Love the jacket.
And then,
And
hey,
so does
guess
Rue
what?
and Jamal.
Jamal, you just
One more time.
hey.
This time featuring Donna.
Donna.
Hell yeah, my girl.
I
Perfect.
love
This is
the
perfect.
excitement from Eduardo when you have your girls, your representation. I love that.
I just love my girl so much. I love my girl so much, and I think Dana is a really good judge as well. She had a lot of she was just did a great job.
she was
She has
excited.
I was
experience.
excited.
She was excited. I was like, this one wants to be here. Like Adriana, I didn't think she cared the way that she just like give my check. Donna looked like she was like, I'm excited. Let's
Yeah,
go.
She
you
was
can tell that Dana
living
is
for the
a
girls.
fan. You can tell that Dana is a fan of Drag Race. That she
Yeah, she's a
watches
fan
the
of drag.
show, and so she just loves drag. And so having her here is great. I love it. I love it. I love Dana. She's great.
Absolutely.
And she looks so good. I love this outfit.
Cute.
The outfit.
Jamal though.
So
Why the
good.
short?
Baby, why the socks?
Why the socks?
Yeah,
and
I was like,
shorts?
the
I
biggest
like
issue is
it.
the
shorts.
socks.
The shorts,
socks.
the shorts,
The
the
suit
shorts,
shorts
the
is
blazer is kind of cute.
It's cute, it's fine, but why the socks?
The
Not
socks
the
really
socks,
ruin it.
baby.
but-
I was like, no.
But I have to say, RuPaul is RuPauling here.
She's
Oh,
RuPauling.
really?
Oh, could we mention the
Mhm.
red hair during the opening that I liked so much?
Oh, the red
The
hair.
red
is
hair
so
for the
good.
opening, I was like, work. I like that a whole lot more. But yeah.
Yeah.
And Michelle, this is pretty. It's basic but pretty.
She took the
Love the
memo
ponytail.
from the
I love this
previous
hair on
episode
Michelle
of
Love
as
the
well.
braid.
ponytail.
I was gonna say she took
Love the
the
braid.
braid memo from episode 1 and did it episode 2.
Hilarious. Get your
Mhm.
beard. Yes. Love
Yes,
it.
God. Yes, God. Yes, God.
Mhm.
So
Got it, show.
we're gonna blend together both of our global Glamazon talent extravaganzas. So we're gonna talk about all 12 queens in one section, because that's kind of just easier.
We're gonna keep it
So-
cute. We're gonna keep it brief. We're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna
Yes.
do what we do.
Cute, brief, demure, mindful,
demure,
without River, I
mindful.
guess.
And no
Uh,
redundancies.
Right. it-
River heard
and
mindful and the
River
mirror.
said, River heard brief. She was like, absolutely not.
Don't know how. Bye.
River said brief. No, thank you.
Brief.
She said, goodbye.
She didn't get that brief.
Brief,
Absolutely.
demure,
F that brief.
mindful,
Demure,
goodbye.
mindful. F that. I'm out.
Literally. Literally.
Oh my
Don't be
It's
that
god.
fine.
Oh, that's
We
fine.
will we'll throw River in second in the lineup. We'll start with Eduardo though.
Yeah, I'll just start.
We're also gonna go 2 by 2 just to chunk things a little bit better. So our first 2 performers were Queen Kong and Miranda Lebrun.
Okay, let's start with Queen. Holy fuck. Holy shit. This was one of my favorite performances of episode 1. She looked beautiful. I love bringing in her heritage into it. And she picked up a whole ass man. She really picked up a whole ass man like it was nothing. incredible, incredible. And also, speaking of incredible, Miranda really just showed one of the best talents that we've ever seen. She showed real talent. Like, I don't like to say that like the bitch tracks are not real talent, but like this is a real talent. This takes a real good skill. And then later on, learning that she has this trouble with her body and her muscles, and her
I
being able
remembered
to
it from
do
her
this,
I was just like,
it was incredible, and I felt so happy when she was able to pull this off. I am always rooting for my Latina queens, and so Miranda doing such a good job. It was great. I loved it, and so these two queens really basically stole the night for me.
her.
Agreed. I only heard half of it, but I agree with what I did here. My phone was overheating. I'm sorry. But
Good.
yeah. But Queen, I thought her song was good, the performance was good, the look was good. It was just overall a very good and solid performance. I just spoiler alert, I was more excited with her lip sync performance than this one, but it was still good. Okay. She was like, for me, I had two overall favorites for the first group, and then well, one overall favorite, and then the other three were like tied for second place, kind of. So like Queen and Miranda were tied in second place for me. I love that Miranda was able to do with her story that she talked about later. I was very happy to see that she was still able to do and perform something that she loves. And she did it so well with being also like funny with the way that she started and presented. So I was very happy for her. And she's just like a crazy theater kid, and I just love her. I was so proud of her.
Sorry, I keep getting like outbursts of cough. So
Good job. Of course, right as you're about to start your segment.
I know. Anyways, Queen Kong again. Queen Kong's presence is what stole it for me, and also the way that Queen Kong, because like how they've been like introducing the queens of introducing themselves, is similar to how they do it in The Amazing Race, kinda. So I think
Very amazing race coded. You're so correct.
yeah, because like when they started with Alyssa in the workroom, and then they did right before Queen came on, it was like, yeah, my name is Queen, and I was in Down Under season 2, like, and then of course just goes straight into the performance, like, oh, we're going into this, and again, when they said, he just picked up a man, and I was like, oh my god, too funny, but Queen stole for me, and then Miranda. Oh my god. Ditto to both Eduardo and River. Again, the way that she is doing that and her story just very impressive, and just glad that she's still able to do what she loves, which is just top notch.
Can I mention one thing before you go, David? Because we're gonna move on. Just because Brendan said before they had like little introductions of the queens where they kind of talked about their story and all of that. I had to mention that I was so emotional of seeing Miranda representing Brazil, because she knows exactly what she's representing, especially when she said, if you know Brazil, we never give up. It's not an option. That was just like the best representation that I could think of for my country. So that's what I wanted to add.
Yeah, I like both of these. With Queen Kong, I thought she had so much energy. I really loved them blowing her hair and just the faces she was making. The only thing that detracted a little bit for me was the quality of the song. Like, not in the verses were fine, the music was fine. It just felt like a little bit of a cheaply recorded track, so that detracted a little bit for me. I gave everybody scores out of 10. I gave her a 7.5. Miranda, I really like this. I like that she was doing a talent, something we've never seen. And she was being really silly with it too. And I don't always remember her silly side. I remember very serious moments from her. So I appreciated that. I do want to acknowledge what she's going through with her muscle loss. I did not feel like what she was doing seemed extremely difficult compared to a lot of these type of things I've seen before with acrobatics. So, and I want to respect that I'm sure it's difficult for her and where she is right now. So I gave her an
With
8.
the pads as well, I think it's hard to do the movements with the padding. I think maybe that detracted a little bit as well with how she was able to move.
Yeah, she got an 8 for me. She ate.
With Queen, I was like, Queen is giving me Beyonce. She's giving a performance. She's like, yes, was the track very high quality professional sounding? Now it was it felt very basic production type of like it didn't get the proper mixing well that it should have in a real like professional recording studio. It just seemed a little. You probably have to listen to it again, Logan, because you're looking like I didn't hear that. But yeah, it wasn't the best quality of a track that we've heard before, but she performed it so well, and it was her attitude, like I think Miranda said, her presence just outshined everything for me. All the flaws that I would have thought was there, her presence outshined it. This being my first time seeing Queen in any capacity, I was like, yes, you are. You are that. You are Queen. Just what you say you are. And I loved it. For Miranda, I remembered her story from Brazil, and I remember her talking about her muscle loss. And when she said in the workroom she was doing trapeze, I was like, wait, what? Didn't you just say that you couldn't function like? And that's hard in any capacity. I don't care if you are 100% healthy and you have all your muscle strength. To do trapeze is hard because it takes a lot of core strength and it takes a lot of upper body strength, and it hurts especially if you have some type of debilitating muscle issues going on inside your body. So yes, David, it's hard regardless of who does it. It doesn't matter if you and I've tried it, and I in my younger days when I was strong enough, and I was like, absolutely not will I do that. No, because it hurts everything, and to do that where you holding stuff and you have to hold your whole body weight up like that, it's hardcore. And so I can only give her respect for doing that. It was great. And I know that wasn't cute and demure, but I'm sorry. I just had to give her props. It was great.
So, spoiler, this was my top 2 for this episode.
Oh, wow.
This was my top 2. I think a lot of people did really, really well here, but Queen's performance really, like, just completely blew me away. Quite literally, because all the fans on her were so good. Like, the whole performance was good. I do agree with you, David, about the track, but I think the performance made up for that and then some. And Miranda showing us something completely different. I love when a queen comes in and does a unique talent. And knowing her story as well, I'm probably a little bit biased, but I do love Miranda. So for me, Queen and Miranda were my top 2 for this episode.
I love RuPaul calling her Miranda LaQuanda Jenkins.
Oh, the fact that Miranda already has a
nickname. A nickname?
Wow.
It's crazy. I was
Miranda LaShonda
Great for
Rhimes.
Miranda.
She has a lot of nicknames.
Yeah, that's props to Miranda.
Liked her.
She really likes her because
I'm
I don't
happy
give
for that.
everybody nothing. So I was
I
like,
hope she
not
gets, I hope
LaRonda.
by the end of the season she's Miranda RuPaul Charles. That's
She
what I
was,
hope.
part.
she was Miranda LaWanda. I was like, not LaWanda.
LaShonda.
Okay. Work. I love it.
LaShonda, Paige, Brooks,
I love that for
Kobe.
her. I love that for her because she
third.
wasn't one of those queens that I was particularly cared for in her season. But now I'm really digging her, so I love that for her.
And she went from recording Brazil season 1 pretty much straight away into doing this.
Yeah.
She wasn't even here for like the finale of Drag Race Brazil, any of that. She was like straight away. So yeah. Props to your mama.
Our next 2, we have Kitty Scott-Claus and Athena Likis.
Okay, so Kitty's was fine for me. I think it was not the best thing that we've seen. I think she looked great, but I think when it comes to like doing a talent like singing, you have to at this point do really exceptional singing. And Kitty didn't really do that for me. And also, I have this critique not because of Kitty, but towards production. The backup vocals are too loud. The backup vocals are way too loud, and I couldn't hear her half of the time. And this comes up with basically every other girl that sung live. The backup is way too loud, and so it really took away from the performance, and so it was not the best of the night. Athena's was funny, but I kind of forgot that it happened by the end of it. So I don't have a lot to say about it. I'm gonna be so for real. So I'm just gonna I yield my time to River because I know that she likes to yap.
Thank you for knowing me because you are 100% correct. It's not even shade when it's just the truth. You know what I mean?
Oh, you missed a when we post this episode. Go back and watch the part when you dropped out for a second. It is an iconic moment.
Yeah.
We love.
Oh, y'all are shading me?
love
Okay, I want to
you.
see
Yes.
that.
Not all of
Yes.
us.
Not all
I
of us.
was. I was.
Asher was.
Okay.
I was.
And you know what? That's valid.
Don't act
You
like
were probably
you're
right.
Mindful, David.
Right.
You're not being very demeaning.
Right. So let's start with Kitty. To me, she looked the best out of everyone for this group, for the first group. Her outfit and hair and makeup was my favorite out of everyone. Her performance, though, was the opposite. It was my least favorite. I think it was fine. Absolutely, it wasn't horrible by any means. It was just absolutely average, a fine performance. Here's the thing. They don't have to sing live. So I don't understand after so many seasons with everyone seeing how it goes when queens decide to sing live on Drag Race, and most of the time it does not go well. So I don't understand why the girls choose still to sing live. Because this would have been so much better if she just had done the exact same performance, but if it was just a lip sync. I would have preferred that so much more. But yeah, if this episode had a bottom two, she would have been in that bottom two for me, unfortunately. And Athena was, so I was kind of thinking because I said I had a favorite and then 3 people tied for second, but actually I was thinking I have 1 favorite, 2 people tied for second, and then Athena is like a third, the third for me. Because I thought she sounded great, the performance was good, and then she had like the camp funny element at the end, and I like to be surprised. And honestly, her and Vanity were the 2 queens that I didn't know what to expect and wasn't expecting much, and they both proved me wrong. So I'm very happy when I'm proven wrong. So she did great.
No, yeah, for Kitty, like I do like the singing aspect, but I do agree like she could have done that as a lip sync, but not the sound sabotage like that is like what BBC is known for coming into this. I hate to say it. But Athena surprised me, especially in the end with the $2 with Michelle's face on it, which I was like, "What is happening, and why am I obsessed?" No, I did enjoy Athena's though. Like, she, I feel like not much was going on, but at the same time, like I can see what she was doing, and then of course the ending just stole it for me, and I loved it.
I actually think that Kitty, like, it was not an issue with the sound or like with production. I think the problem is she came with a fully recorded track. It had her vocals throughout the verses, throughout everything. And for some reason, she decided to sing over a fully recorded track of her voice already. And it does not make any sense. And it completely detracted from what was otherwise a pretty campy and fun performance. So I wasn't living, laughing, or loving the vocals. But I do like her humor, and I want to add into my critiques, like for any looks moving forward, I would love to bring up when somebody is blonde like no one is watching, because I think that's so funny. She was my least favorite of this group, and I gave her a 5. Um, but on the other end, I think I am maybe the highest on Athena. I really like this. And I love Belgium drag because it's so different. The drag scene is so completely different from most other like white or Americanized like drag scenes. And it's all about like burlesque there. Like that's such a big thing here. So I'm so glad she got to show that off. And some of her reveals were crazy seamless. Like there's one where she's like wearing this little dress. They put fans in front of her for a second, and then that dress is completely gone. I had to rewind. I'm like, how in the world did she make that magic happen? She was funny with the broken fan, with the wig coming off and them handing it back to her. And then, of course, the Michelle's coming out. This would have been in my top 2. I thought it was so good. I gave her an 8.5. It was almost a 9.
Well, I will be the downer of David because I thought these were the 2 worst performances for me. It was so miserable for me. I don't even remember them. I don't even remember them. When you popped the picture up, I was like, "Who was that?" I didn't remember it. So I have nothing to say about either one. So there's my cute and demure answer. I'm sorry, I don't remember you.
I won't go as far as Lana, but what I will say is I also think these were my 2 least favorite of this group, but I still don't think either of them were bad performances for me personally. I agree completely with absolutely everything David said about Kitty and the backing track and all of that, but I love Kitty, and her comedy and camp is something that I resonate with very, very, very closely. So I really liked the performance, but the surrounding context for the performance just brought it down for me. Athena's was really good, and I did like the seamlessness of the quick changes and everything like that. My issue with Athena's performance was that she felt timid and hesitant. And there were a couple of moments where she was trying to get into her comedy, and I saw it and I recognized it. But there were moments I looked at her, and for me personally, it looked like she was in her head a little bit. And that's the only thing that really took away from the performance for me. But it was still a really good performance, and those quick changes were absolutely seamless and very well done. And I agree with everything you said, David, also about Belgian drag. We are big Belgian drag fans here. Like, not just because a lot of the girls have supported us, but because the drag is just good. And I'm happy that Athena is here representing them. So. And we have our last 2 from this group being Soda Muse and Alyssa Edwards.
Okay, so I have yet again the same critique about exceptional singing and like live vocals. I think she did a good job. I have a slight thing about like breathing into the mic, and so when she did that, it just made me feel really uneasy. But when she started dancing, I was living for it. I really enjoyed when she just got away from the mic and just started moving. I think it felt like she was like way more comfortable in that area than when she was singing. But I still like her voice, and I still think she sounded fine. But yet again, the backup vocals or like the music was way too loud. Yet again, and when it comes to Alyssa, I am kind of middle of the road with Alyssa because I think I've seen like Alyssa perform better, and so this is still a good performance, but I feel like I've seen better, and that's kind of like I hate to say it, like I just was expecting more. I did love when she like did the reference and she had the water all over her. I think that was really great. But I just think that I've seen Alyssa just pull off some amazing stuff. And so this was not Alyssa's best. And so she still did a really good job, but I was maybe it's just my fault for expecting more.
Okay. So first, I don't know how to feel about this because I was confused. I don't know if I didn't like this or if I didn't get this, but I want to like it because I like her. But I don't know if I do. You know what I mean? I don't know how to feel about her performance, honestly. But I want to like it because I like her. And then Alyssa, I disagree with you, Eduardo, 100%, honestly. But because to me, honestly, this gave me a mix of 3 references, which is Flashdance, Jane Fonda, and Workout Barbie. And I absolutely love all of those references individually and even more put together and mixed with the Alyssa Edwards of it all. The like doing the most, and it fit with her being a dance teacher. So kind of like the concept was my favorite part, and it was a great concept. And the fact that for me, the execution was just as good. She was my favorite of this group. Can I say my favorites were my ranking? So because this is the last one, Alyssa was my favorite by far, followed by tied in second place Queen and Miranda, and then Athena, Soa, and Kitty.
Yeah, Eduardo, I get what you're saying with Alyssa's because I was low key expecting more, but at the same time, when everyone say less is more, that's what Alyssa kind of did with this. So I did appreciate what she did instead of what she usually would bring, because like I thought her performance was hilarious with all the tongue pop and everything, like she usually does, and it like and adding it to a workout video, it's just so stupid good. So on the other hand, I did remember some of the aspects, like her dancing was great, but like I'll be honest, she was like she kind of like faded in the background for me when it came to all the 6 performances that week for some reason. I don't know why. Like some memorable parts, because like again, the fact that I remembered Kitty more than I did Soa, which is upsetting because I love Soa so much. But and the fact that she went second to last and then Alyssa was last, it was, I guess, came with the placements of when everyone came through. So, but again, both of them still did good. I've obviously loved Alyssa the most. So,
yeah. So going into the season, Soa is in my top 3. Like she's somebody I loved on her season, and I was super excited for her on the season. I'm not going to placate her. The vocals were rough, to be honest. I did not love the vocals, and I thought it was pretty sleepy in the first half. I do like that she kept it in French, because a lot of the queens like were appealing to English speaking audiences, which I get that, but I like that she kept it in French. It definitely picked up near the end when she kind of rocked out a bit, so that helped her. It might have been my least favorite if it wasn't for the end. I gave her a 5.5. And then I hate myself for this because Alyssa, she's probably my favorite going into the season, but I was not hoping she would be in the top 2 because I wanted to see other people really shine and get a spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so mad at myself, but she was my favorite. She was so freaking good. This was hilarious. I was living for this. I respect your opinion, Eduardo. I don't get it personally, but I respect it. This was just fun. It was referential in the best kind of way. Even like the and stare and doing the mirrors. I just loved that part too. It was so fun. She slayed it. I gave her a 9.
For me, I wanted to like Soa's a lot. I really did. And I think I agree with everybody. At the beginning, it was kind of, Eduardo, when you said you didn't like people singing and then they breathed in the mic, I was about to die up here. I was like, how are they supposed to sing if they can't breathe into the mic?
No, the thing is, like, she went, into the mic.
I,
And so
I think
that's a
she was
problem.
doing it as a dynamic. Like, I think it was
Yeah.
Like
a dynamic.
intentional.
It was
Yeah,
very
I
intentional.
know. That's what I mean. I don't like
And that's what you
intentional
hate.
breathing into the mic. Like the into the
That's what
mic.
you
I'm
hate.
not a fan of that. Like if I hear
Okay.
you breathing, that's fine. But I don't like the
I thought you meant the. I was gonna say, how is she supposed to sing if she can't breathe? Okay, but no.
Eduardo says singers don't breathe.
Singers don't breathe. You don't
no,
breathe.
don't sigh
Don't
into the mic. That's
intentional
more
breathe.
like
Don't
it.
sigh into the mic. Don't be like, yes, I get it. Got it. Oh my god, that sounded way worse. That sounded. It had an echo behind it.
Please.
I'm
Oh
just
my
gonna
god.
silence my mic again.
It just had an
Sorry.
echo behind the breathing. But anyway, but no, I did. I agree with everybody. The second part of her performance was what saved it for me because the first part was kind of like, okay, whoa. Alyssa. I've only ever seen Alyssa perform on a like passing thing on Twitter. Somebody put up a lip sync that she did, and maybe I paid attention to it, maybe I didn't. But I've really never seen her perform. So I had no expectations of what I was expecting to see from her. And I will say I enjoyed the performance. I thought I got the references, the Barbie, the aerobics class teacher, the Jane Fonda of it all, the whole, dance mom, like because like even in her workroom stuff when she was talking about how a dancer, like y'all say she perked up when she hears dancer because she was a dancer and that's what she does and she wants everything to be perfect and because that's what dancers do. I enjoyed this about her. Yeah. And I thought her performance was great. I thought her performance was great. Was it my favorite? I think I'm back in I think I don't even know if it was my top. I think I'm tied. Like I think her, Miranda, and Queen are like the top three for me. Like they tied for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very, very similar there. Alyssa is a very, very close third for me, but it was such it here's the thing, and I think I understand Eduardo's point, and I will agree to an extent. I think the reason why is because we've seen this concept done so many times on Drag Race and failed. Every single time someone has done this kind of 80s flash mob, dancing, cheerleading, kind of aerobics thing, it has failed every other time we've seen it. And I said it while I was watching this. This is the first time this concept has succeeded. And I'm thankful that someone finally did it properly because it's such a dynamic way to show off your comedy, your dancing skills, and your entertainment value as an entertainer. And so I get what you're saying for sure, Eduardo. I love that you brought it up, and I love that descent to the whole thing. For me, Alyssa was very good, very solid. Her place on the top was very, very deserved. For me, she would have been a very close third. And I think Soa would have been a very close fourth because I agree with the singing comments for sure. But there is just, she has this captivating charisma that I just can't get enough of. And the way she commanded the performance was so good, and the back half having the dancing and the ambiance of the whole performance really sold it for me. So now let's move to our second group, starting with our first two being Pythia and Nilenia.
Okay, so Pythia, I think she was funny. She was really funny, and I was really appreciating her doing something different, out of the box. However, I will say this: this group was so stacked that Pythia kind of faded into the background for me, because she did a good job, and if she was in the first group, I think she would have stood out a lot more. But this group was so stacked that she kind of faded a little bit into the background, and that it's hard to do because like she did a pretty good job. But Melania, oh my god, she shocked me. Like I knew that she was a dancer. I knew she was good at what she did, but her being so nervous at the beginning of the episode, I was worried for her. But then she really just came out and just did the damn thing. And I think she did a really good job. And I really, really enjoyed her performance.
Yeah, I was worried with Pythia because I didn't know what to expect. Like I was like, what is she gonna do for a talent? Like I had no idea what to expect. And when I saw this, it totally made sense to me that she was doing this. Like it was, I had a very extreme ride with this. I was like, what am I watching? Then I was into it. Then I was like, what is this? Is a fever dream? I don't get it. But then at the end, I kind of lived for it. It's like this is so stupid and camp and just creative. It wasn't like the most uh like big or like extravagant performance, but it was very smart, I think. And this is my kind of humor, so I really enjoyed it. And just like you said, Eduardo, about Nelenia, I was also worried when she seemed like so nervous. I was like, okay, is she not confident enough with what she brought? Does she think that it's not going to be as good as the other girls? And she was nervous for no reason because this was really good. We kind of saw in the mini challenge that she was a good dancer, but then here is different because it's like choreographed and there's the other dancers and all of that. I think the song was good, the performance was good, and then she had like that fire gag at the end that was a great way to end with something to like make you stand out a little bit. So I think she did great.
No, I absolutely loved Pythia so much. No, yeah, I agree with Eduardo with the fact that group 2 was so stacked. Um, it was so hard to rank where Pythia would have ranked, and um, I didn't really have final rankings, but it was just like Pythia would have been in the middle for me. So
Mhm.
and then Helenia, like she also brought it as well. Like yeah, the fact that she was nervous at first was I feel for her because obviously when you're like preparing something so much is like I don't know if you're gonna do well, and then when you actually do it, you basically like mhm. But yeah, she was great. She was amazing, and I'm so glad that like the whole part when she like went up to the top, I was like yes. But yeah, both of them were amazing.
Mhm. I want to echo what everybody's saying. I think the second group was so much better. Like, of my top 5 talent show performances, 4 of them were in this group. So, yeah, you'll definitely hear a lot of 9s or higher coming up. But Thea is another person that was in my top 3 going into the season with Soa and Alyssa. And Eva was right there too. Eva's in my top 4. But Pythia, it's hard for somebody who is more of a visual artist compared to performance artists, and I can relate because visual art is my thing. I draw, and it's hard to do that in a presentation that's a minute long. But I just love the details and everything she crafted in this book. That was her talent. She made that book, and it deserves so much respect because it was so well done. It was so functional. The art was quality, and she presented it so well. This was so good. So good. I love Pythia, and I hope that she gets the respect she deserves. This was a strong 9 for me. Um, Nelenia, I really like this too. She is such a pop star. She knows how to perform. She knows what works with her body. The song was catchy, and she sang it really well in the track. Um, my only thing is like there's a song that comes later that's like a lot catchier for me. So it's hard, but I had to compare the two. I really liked her. She got an 8 for me.
I could not agree with you more, David. I thought Pathia was absolutely amazing. She was the one that when she came out and I was like, what's she gonna do? And when she opened that book and started reading that book, I was like, absolutely, absolutely. Like this is a talent that we would not usually see on Drag Race, where somebody is actually writing their own story, drawing their own illustrations, telling the story in such a way where it's easily consumable. It's funny. It's the whole thing. She gave us a whole presentation on story time, which is so underrated as a talent. A lot of people don't take storytelling as a true talent, which it is. Anybody who can sit there and tell a good story and captivate an audience, that's a talent, because we all in this world, we are so like, we minute people. You got a minute to grab our attention, or we ain't paying attention no more. And she did that in her minute that she had. She told a full blown bedtime story, and I was captivated from beginning to the end. I never knew who Pathia was before this, and I will never forget who Pathia is after this.
I
I
love her so much.
love her. I love her. I cannot wait to see what she brings to the rest of this. She was the one for me that was like, yep, I don't know who this girl is and what she gonna do, but I'm excited to see her. I love her. Nahelia, am I saying that right?
Millennia.
Nalenia, love her. Love her whole spirit. Like, in the workroom, she's like the sweetest person ever. Her nerves, yeah, she's like, yeah, like the moon for me. Like, she might become my moon. I don't know. She's so super sweet. She's so kind backstage. And to see her, go through the whole nervous part of the first half, and like, I don't know if she coming from Italia, going against all of these queens from all of these different places, whose shows are very much more notarized than Italia's franchise is. Of course, she go come in feeling like, I don't know if what I have to offer, just because I was the big fish in my small in the small pond that I came from, I'm now the small fish in the big pond here, because we got people like Alyssa Edwards, and we got Pathias, and we have, these franchises who are huge. And here I am. She was nervous, but she had nothing to worry about, because she came out there and slayed. I was like, I love this woman. This second group, y'all said it. This second group was my favorite group to watch, because they were all just so good. And I feel like what y'all talked about earlier with the Rue, knowing the people who she put in that first group and who she put in this second group, I think it kind of backfired on that first group, because this second group came to slay, baby, and they ate it up.
Yeah.
I would put, like you said, Dave, I prefer 4 of these over most of the ones in the first group. Period. They ate it up. They ate it up. And I love these two. I love these two. These are two of my favorites.
Here's my issue. I really, really, really want to put like 5 people in my top 2 for this group. Like, that's really like, for me, it was 5 really fantastic performances and 1 good performance. Like, that's what this group was. I want Pathia to be in my top 2 so bad. Like, I really do, because I loved this talent so much. She took a risk and it paid off so severely. And you know what? I think for that, I think she probably would have been in my top 2. Honestly. I think I would have had her there. She took a risk. She did something she didn't know if it would pay off. And I'm glad she took the risk, especially because she knew it was a non-elimination. And I think having that knowledge as well, she was able to just go all out. And it was so entertaining. It was so funny. And it was so referential to what's currently going on in the world with drag, that it just, oh God, I love Pathia so much. I'm happy, Lana, especially, that you're getting to experience Pathia for the first time, because she is one of the most dynamic and unique drag performers we have ever seen on Drag Race. And I love her for it.
I can't wait to see what she do.
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
And her fashions, this is the tip of the iceberg for Pathia's fashions. Like, oof. Nalenia.
Oh, we'll talk runway. I will talk the runway, because
In look over here. We ain't gonna do it in this one, y'all. This one's already been too long. But Nalenia surprised me. And I didn't have the highest expectations, because again, she's the one girl I don't know a whole lot about in this cast. but I loved every single thing she did. The song was so good. The performance was good. The only thing that I didn't love was how flat this wig was. But otherwise, I just did a little bump, a little tease. But it worked for her performance. It worked for this pop star energy that she is giving. The garment was so good. Like, all of it together was just such a magnificent performance from her. Let's move to our next two. We have Tessa Testicle and Eva the Queen.
Okay, so we've all said it. There's 5 girls that did an amazing job. Tessa sadly is not one of them. I see where she was going with it. I see the vision, but it just didn't.
Tessa, I'm sorry.
hit.
I know you're going to be watching this. I'm sorry.
Don't watch, girl.
Tessa,
Skip ahead.
Tessa, I just need to say this. I love you. You are incredible television. However, you were in a group with the 5, in my personal opinion, the 5 best like standouts of like both episodes. And so you just got screwed over so hard. And so I see where this was going, but it just didn't hit. And so I just sadly this was my least favorite one from this group. And yeah, it's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. And it's also so unfortunate that right after Eva came on, because Eva had my favorite performance of the entire talent show, both episodes. She was incredible. I also thought it was so funny that Charizard came in at some point. Why was he there? I don't know. But I was living for every single minute of it. I think she was so funny. She showed incredible charisma. The sword dancing was incredible. I love it. Incredible. 10 out of 10. I love Eva so much, and knowing so little about her, this made me want her to win this season. I want her to do so well right now, and I love her so much.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that we have here my least favorite overall, followed by my favorite overall, which is a very extreme difference. Because here's the thing, Tessa looks beautiful. This wig is everything to me. She looks so good. And I want to like this because I like her, but I did not enjoy this performance at all, unfortunately. And I have to be real. It is what it is. You know what I mean? And Eva, I mean, this. I screamed. I was obsessed. This was the definition of camp to me. When she started with the rice, it was already funny. And then I think my favorite quote from these 2 episodes was when in the middle when she said, "I feel like sword fighting." Like, that was just.
I'm so into sword fighting right now.
Yeah, she was so stupid in the best way possible. The dragon, and then like it was everything everywhere all at once in the best way possible. I'm obsessed with her and this performance. She was the best of the night of like the 12 talent shows. She was my number 1 for sure.
Where's my damn rice?
Baby, that was the funniest thing to me. I was gonna talk about that when she said, "Where's my damn rice?" and she pulled up the plug. Like, I need a plug in it.
Lana, you can't do this to me.
I'm sorry. I was holding on to this just so I could mention that. That was the only reason I had this ready, because I wanted to talk about that. Ooh, that was I died.
It is so genius because like just watching Eva's performance in general, because I don't know if y'all know like the quote unquote trick she was talking about making the rice, like make sure it's in the line of the finger. Here's the funny thing, like although that's a good trick, it is technically what you're not supposed to do. So I
No.
just
Yeah.
love that that's like a huge relation. I was just like, it is too hilarious. It's so unfortunate with Tessa because again, like least favorite ever, and then of course into sword fighting, and then like the dragon that comes out. I'll be honest, that looked like shiny Charizard.
It was shiny Mega
It
Charizard, and I will not
was.
accept any other option. Also, thank God there's more than one other person that knows what the fuck I'm talking about in this episode.
Thank you.
David.
So yeah, like just everything like between with Eva, like it was just everything, and this is why I'm so obsessed that Eva is back on my TV.
Yeah, my opinions aren't going to be too far off from everybody else's here. So Tessa, I want to say I feel like Tessa is the breakout personality of this season so far. She's just so fun in the workroom, and I'm really glad that she's feeling comfortable, and I think the audience is gonna fall in love with her. I hope to see her Instagram followers just shoot up because she deserves it. And she's a queen that we saw many talents in her first season. She was in the bottom a lot. I said it back then. I say it now. I do not think she deserved to be in the bottom two any of the 4 times she was. This was bottom material for me though. This was my least favorite talent overall, and I hate saying that knowing she might be watching. But I have to keep it real. And really, it came down to one thing. The track that she lip synced to, it was so hard to understand. It was a good idea, but all of her jokes were not landing because I couldn't make out what she was saying in them. So I think that's really why it just kind of flopped. Unfortunately, I gave that a 4.5. But on the complete other end of the spectrum, Eva. Eva. I get emotional thinking about it because Philippines is so special to me. Like it's such a great franchise, and so many of my friends like in real life will not give it a chance because they don't want to read subtitles, and it kind of hurts me because I just know like how talented people from the Philippines are, and like I just want everybody to experience that. I want everybody to fall in love with Eva like I have, or Marina. And I've been sitting on it for a year, just knowing Marina and Eva were going to be back on my TV screens. And I adore them both. And maybe it's recency bias, but I think this is my favorite talent show I've ever seen. I was just so into it. It was hilarious. It was over the top. It was special. And as somebody who never got a win on her season, like I'm just so happy to see her in the top 2 because it was so good. It was like I should be crying, like thinking about a performance that was so funny and silly, but it was just like it just really, really got me. And I'm so proud of Eva. And I really can't wait for everybody to fall. And she's lucky because she's on a global platform. So people are going to be watching from all over and just growing to love Eva like I love her. So yeah, it was amazing. 10 period.
Well,
Damn, you got me emotional. Come
so
on.
there goes the comments. Everybody gonna be falling in love with David now. Oh my god, David's so sweet.
He's
Oh
showing
my god.
vulnerability. Oh my
Oh
god.
my god, he's crying.
This is the
That is so
vulnerability the judges were looking for.
The
We
Emmy
love it.
moment
Oh,
of
I
the
love it.
podcast.
This is our Emmy moment. We love that. This is our Emmy
Yay!
period.
And of
But
course, the
yeah.
person that coined the term Emmy moment gets the Emmy moment of the first podcast, of course.
That is it.
That was Lana.
That was me.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
Well,
I ain't calling it
Julie.
the Emmy moment. Wow, just my erasure is ridiculous. But no, I love this. Okay. So let me start with Tessa. I saw the vision. I understood what she was going with. I understood the route she wanted to go, the comedy. I actually liked the first part with the fans and when she was like, oh, wait, nope, not ready yet. And and they kept doing it. I enjoyed that part. I just think it got a little clunky in the middle. And it was like, I don't think the because she's such a tall person, and so everything has to be a little bit more, you have to do stuff a little bit more to make it look graceful. when you're tall, and it just came off a little clunky instead of as graceful as we wanted to. Like this split moment, getting into the split was a little clunky, but once you got into the split, it would look beautiful. I understood the vision, and I got the vision. It just the execution of it didn't go as well as it wanted to. I don't think it was as horrible, like, oh, this is the worst ever talent I've ever seen. It just had some execution problems in the middle of it. So I get it. It was the worst of the night, yes, because you had so many great performances that followed before and after hers. Miss Eva La Queen, I bow down to you because this was the funniest, the best, just, when you pulled out the cord, I just lost it. I literally had to pause and laugh and make sure I didn't scream because I watched this at 2:00 in the morning and I did not want to wake up my roommate. I was dying laughing. It was the best thing. And like you said, David, somebody who had never had a win on her season, which I am still watching right now, I love her. And I felt like she deserved some wins in her season that she didn't get. Some of that I still, but I love this for her. I love this for her. I love that she comes on this global thing and get the recognition she deserves. The global platform, and she gets the recognition that she did not get in her season, even though she made it to the end. It's still, this was just good. Nobody just randomly says, I feel like sword fighting today. Who does that? Nobody. And I love that for her. Like, she was so smart. This was the smartest put together presentation I've ever thought. Like, it's so, I would have never thought about it in my wildest dreams. You tell me to do a talent show, this would have never came up in my cerebral at all, in no kind of way. But it was brilliant. It was brilliant.
I'm going to start with Tessa. And as the representative and the president of the Tessa fan club, I have to say she looks real pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Real pretty. I agree with you wholeheartedly, Lana. The concept is brilliant. The concept of this like dumb, stupid, burlesque number is so Tessa and so spot on. I just think there were a couple of technical issues that really, the clunkiness is really the right way to say it. But the vision, and there were definitely moments for me. Like the vision is so there. I'm worried for her now a little bit, just a tad. And it's not even in the competition specifically, it's with the fandom. Because I just personally know what her time on Germany did for her, and the fact that the fandom did not love her. And coming into this season, she got some of the harshest criticisms because she did not perform as well as, objectively speaking, any of the other girls on this cast did on their original seasons. So I am worried. I'm confident going into next week that I think we're going to see a bounce back from her. And I agree with you completely, David. She is the standout personality of this season by far for me. And I'm not just saying that because she's a good friend of mine. Eva La Queen. Talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, never the same, totally unique, completely not ever been done before, unafraid to reference or not reference, put it in a blender, shit on it, vomit on it, eat it, give birth to it. That's all I have to say.
Well said.
You're sorry for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think we all second that.
Yeah.
Per.
Okay. Oh.
Well, we do still have two more performances to talk about, and it is Galavado and Vanity Vane. I love that Eduardo's starting too. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I have never felt so much joy in my life. I was so happy. It meant so much to have Gala be in this show. I'm gonna cry as well. God damn it. just having someone from not only like someone that means so much to me, but having someone that's from somewhere that means so much to me. Like she is from Morelia, and Morelia means so much to me. And it's such a place that's near and dear to my heart. And her not only representing my country, but also a place that's so important to me. It's incredible to see her on screen, and it's wild to say this while she's just splitting and doing the sexiest moves on a pole that I've ever seen. They said it while she was on the pole. She's just sex. She just represents sexuality so well. And I think I have never been prouder of Gala in my life. And Dana said it herself. Eso, mamona. I am so happy about it. And I love her so much. And I'm so happy that she's here. And moving on to Vanity. Vanity did it really well. When I am talking about live singing, I'm expecting this kind of level. If you're gonna sing live, you're gonna have to do something like this. Vanity did a really well job. Her song is really good, and I was not shocked. I was not shocked because I'm also a fan of Eurovision, and I know that Sweden just makes really good music. So when she just sung really well, I was not shocked. This is the kind of stuff that Sweden does. So I was not gagged. I knew that she was gonna slay it when I heard that she was gonna sing live, and she did the damn thing. She did the damn thing. So yeah, really well done for both of these queens.
Yeah, I don't have much to add about Gala after it. I am happy to see another person representing Latin America. So as much as I'm rooting for Miranda first, I'm also second rooting for Gala because that's just who we are, period. And to me, she was just so mesmerizing to watch. I was just like in awe the whole time. To me, it was my second favorite of this group for sure. And my third favorite overall. So kind of tied with Miranda for like the third overall, but and then Vanity is, like I said, similar to Athena. I didn't know what to expect, so I wasn't really expecting anything. I was just open to being surprised, and because I wasn't expecting much from what we saw with her promo look. I was kind of like worried about what she was gonna deliver. And I mentioned when we did the promo that I wanted her to prove me wrong, and she did. And I am happy that she did. Because like I said, I do love to be proven wrong. And she absolutely shut me up, period. To me, this performance kind of looked like it could be a music video, kind of. It could have been like a performance on like an award show stage to me. The song was not, I thought it was a good song. It was not my favorite style of song. Like I wouldn't willingly put it on to listen to it, but I still think her vocals were good and the actual production of the track was good as well. And she looked beautiful.
And her song is now available on all major streaming platforms. So go stream her song. I did last night, and it was really good.
Love that. I just love how Gala was able to do pole dancing, like similar to when Miranda did the trapeze. Love the fact that doing another physical talent, which we rarely see, which I love, and Vanity. Now, is this gonna be something where we could see a possible Eurovision submission?
I mean, hey, Electra did it from Drag Race Svadier, so you never know.
Which I love.
Personally. I would love to see it personally.
And I love how Kitty Scott-Claus made the comment be like, 12 points from the UK. And I'm just like...
And also when Kitty said, "Aw, damn, I'm glad Gala did this talent because that was my backup. I had the song ready and everything."
Oh, that was too funny. But no, yeah. This made me love Vanity so much. I am so ready to see, because obviously I didn't watch Spadier, so but this made me love her immediately. So
It's kind of interesting that these two are right back to back because I feel like from both of their original seasons, I'm seeing the most growth between these two out of anybody. And that's coming from somebody who really liked Gala. I think I was probably the biggest fan of Gala, like on the podcast when we were talking about it. I loved her. She's probably my second favorite overall from that season. But it was all about Matraka. Seeing her shine without Matraka, like, is incredible. Like, I cannot like overstate how much she like won these two episodes for me. Like, she's probably in my top two of who did the best in the two episodes. And a lot of that has to do with her runways, and I cannot wait to talk about those. But this was incredible. I thought this was such a raw, pure talent display, and that's what I like to see. Like, what she did, nobody else can do. Maybe Tessa, I think Tessa could get there. She could get there, but Gala, like, this was pure, like, raw talent, and I really appreciated that from her. And it was thrilling how she displayed it. Even the music like really added to the intensity. I loved getting all the cuts of the girls just like watching. This was in my top two of both episodes. I gave her a 9.5. And then Vanity, like, it's crazy because she was clearly the person I wanted out first, and she just slayed it. Like, this, I honestly think this might be the best original song I've heard on Drag Race because it was just pure catchiness. Like, and we should expect that from Sweden for sure. Her vocals were good. I knew she could sing. I didn't know she could deliver a hit like this. So I really, really like this. Like, it's crazy that Vanity was not in my top two because this was so good, but I gave her a 9.
Both of these performances was like wild for me because knowing that I knew Gala, watched Gala season, enjoyed Gala in Mexico. I wasn't the biggest Gala fan during the season in Mexico. I was one of those people like Gala had to grow on me throughout the season. And she did eventually, when we got to the end of the season, I was like, okay, I can appreciate Gala for who Gala is. I realized that where her shadiness came from and why she was that way, and that was just defense mechanisms and all of that things to try to protect herself from being hurt and hurting other people so she won't be hurt. Got all of that. Grew to love her towards the end of her season. I feel like to I grew to like her at the end of Mexico. I've grown to love her in these first two episodes because she has shown how much she's grown. Even though Mexico, that first season of Mexico wasn't that long ago, it's not like it's been years. It's just last season. Like, it just happened not too long ago. But she's grown leaps and bounds from just that into this. And seeing her on this global stage is just so impressive. And she's just showing why she's so impressed. And this is my love for Mexican drag, period. I've grown to really appreciate and love Mexican drag, watching Drag Race Mexico and La Mas Draga, all of these shows, because I did not realize how talented people were, how talented they put their heart and soul into their drag. And I love that about the drag artists of Mexico. I love that about the drag artists all over that I'm starting to grow and love. But Mexico and Philippines have really shown me how much they really put their passion and their heart into their drag. And those are like my favorite drag artists to watch are from Mexico and Philippines. And then you have others sprinkled in from other franchises because I just love passion. And Gala in this episode, when she was talking about her husband and all the things that she's gone through, and then coming up with this performance, and I know we were supposed to be brief, but this is so, I feel like David and Eduardo were talking about. I'm not gonna cry though, because I'm a G. But I do. I do appreciate and love the passion and the fact that some of these artists who maybe would never get that kind of shine if they weren't on this platform are being able to be on this platform and letting the world see this is just the tip of the iceberg where we are. Like, it's so many other talented queens. You want to go to Mexico. You want to go to Brazil. You want to go to the Philippines. You want to go to Belgium, because these are the queens that we have to offer. And I love that the world is getting to see this. And they're showing their talent. This was amazing. Gala, we knew was sexy. This just took sexiness to a whole nother level for me. I was just like, dang, Gala. That's just so incredibly sexy, like ridiculously off the chart. I was very proud of her. One of the best performances. Vanity, I was blown away. I had no idea who you were. No clue who she was. Did not know what kind of talent she was going to bring to the table. And if anybody know me, if anybody watch this podcast, y'all know I am a sucker for music and a sucker for singers. I love singers. And Vanity. And on Drag Race, we don't get a lot of, for me, I'm not a fan of a lot of the singing that goes on Drag Race. There's not a lot of people that I think could really sing. I think they could talk. They could rap through some things or give us a lot of, I'm the queen and that's what I mean. And, those kind of songs. But singing is not one of the things that I am used to hearing on Drag Race. Good singing. And this was some good singing. I was like, wait, hold on. When they showed the package and her just singing, I was like, oh no, she can sing things. She can sing things. Like, okay, she's not just gonna be one of those girls that like, I'm a queen, give me the crown, do it. No, she can sing things. And so when she performed, I was like, okay, girl, this was and I think when Kitty Claus said it, I can see this at Eurovision. I can hear this song at Eurovision, and I can see her having this extreme big huge set. And y'all said the Swedes just know what they're doing when it comes to music, and she just did it for me. I loved. She is somebody who I did not expect to really like, but she walked out of this episode my favorite. She walked out of this episode my favorite, and I was like, I don't know how they go think about this. But I was worried. I was like, I don't know what this panel is gonna think about Miss Vanity, because I remember y'all talking a little bit about her, but I didn't remember if it was good or it was bad. I couldn't remember. But I was like, I don't know what they think, but I think this Miss Vanity is somebody who I got my eye on. I really like her. I might have to go check out her season to see what she was like. And she might be bad, and I'm still gonna like her in the end, because I look, no, because if I like her here, I don't care what she did in the past. I'm still gonna like her.
Fair.
But
I don't have much else to add on the gala of it all, other than yes and also yes. So, with Vanity, I mean, she shut me the fuck up. She really did. Like, it was so good. It was so dynamic. For me, I wouldn't have had her in my top two, but she was a very close third for me in that she just performed the fuck out of this song. The vocal was so good. The whole setup was so good. Like, it was so good. So good. But, did we all say who our top two from this group would have been? Because for me, I think it would have been, I think we all agree Eva, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so who else would we all have had in the top? Because for me, I will say, I think it was Pythia.
Okay. For me, obviously, it's Gala. Obviously.
Yeah.
For me, it was also Gala.
Also Gala.
you're muted.
Latinos
You're
came
muted,
wrong
but
in the first
I saw your
episode.
mouth.
Also
and then
Gala.
Yeah,
Oh
Gala.
no! Who would have thunk? I could have never seen it coming.
I would have had a top three because it would have tied with Pythia and Gala.
Well, I'm really curious to Logan. You said you had a clear top four from this group, and I'm curious who was the fifth.
Millennia.
Okay, because I thought you said she was in your top 4 too. So yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Well, no, I switched it because I remembered that I really, really liked her performance too. So
Okay.
it was 5, and then it was
Yep.
Tessa.
Fair.
Love you, Tessa. I mean it. I really do.
We do love you. It's just,
We love Tessa.
Oh, we
Love
love
her.
Tessa. She's incredible.
Okay. And as if we didn't just talk about some incredible performances, guess what? We get to talk about 2 more incredible performances because these lip syncs were very good. So,
yes.
yes.
Can I take one moment just to talk about one small thing from Untucked from the first
totally.
episode? Or are we going to do that after?
No, go for it right now.
No? Okay. I just wanted to say that it was just very emotional for me, especially to see especially Alyssa give Miranda her flowers.
Yeah,
So that was just, I just wanted to mention that moment because it was
totally.
so emotional to me. Like actually just seeing Miranda there was emotional. Every time her name came up with the little flag next to it, I like smiled and wanted to cry.
Good.
Because as Eduardo will agree with me, Latin American countries are not very much represented anywhere in general. So it's just really emotional to see us being represented and being represented so well. And also seeing that everyone else kind of could see it. You know what I mean? Because we are used to being underestimated and kind of robbed, low-key. So it's kind of nice to see the girls recognizing talent.
I mean, when your talent comes in and speaks for itself, there's no denying it. And Miranda and Gala were undeniable in this episode. So you can't deny undeniability. So, and they did what they had to do to show everybody in that workroom and all those judges how incredible they were. And that's what I love. I love seeing queens who don't feel like they get the recognition they deserve to finally get that recognition that they honestly and truly deserve. When it's deserved, it's deserved. Period. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you're from. If Miranda and Gala got up there and their performance was lackluster, we would be sitting here saying they were lackluster. It wasn't good. Unfortunately, it wasn't that good. But they were undeniable. Eva LaQueen was undeniable. So it's like you can't underestimate people when they come out and show you who they are. And we have great queens. Alyssa did amazing, but she was not the top of the 2 nights. She's amazing, and she's an amazing queen from this great big franchise, but she was not the best from 2 nights. It's not about where you're from. It's about what you do, and your talent speaks for itself. And I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
And these lip syncs showed why these are the best of the losers.
Of the losers.
They lost their
none of them won.
Because they didn't win their original.
I understand. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about our first part of the premiere. Our top 2, and I'm not even mad that this is the top 2, even though I disagreed with it. Our top 2 ends up being Queen, Kong, and Alyssa Edwards.
Yeah.
2 of the best lip syncers Drag Race has ever seen, period. Lip syncing to Only Girl in the World by Rihanna. And there is something about giving Alyssa Edwards a Rihanna song.
She's gonna slay it.
The fact that she has probably known the words to this song for 12 years also, because this was a lip sync song on season 5.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
that's right.
She didn't lip sync it.
Monica Beverly Hills and
Serena Chacha.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, what a glow up.
And the fact that this was very on theme, like the song, because it's global, so Only Girl in the World, very that.
Yeah.
And when they called out, I also I'm not mad because Queen was my 3rd favorite for the group, but I wish it was Alyssa and Miranda. But anyway, but when they called both of them, I just knew immediately, no matter the song, we were gonna get fed with the lip sync. Period. And we did.
Yeah, I want to get my thoughts out of the way because I might be the lowest on this lip sync, and that's because I had really high expectations from both of them. So, and I thought they both did well. I just was expecting to be blown away. I think as far as the actual mouth part of the lip syncing, I think Alyssa did really, really well. Did better than Queen. Like she really gave the over the top type of drag that Alyssa always gives. So she was very solid. Queen, I think, gave more of the actual performance part. She did her signature, like people are now going to know that role that she does, which is pretty cool. But you'll probably see it a lot if she lip syncs a lot.
He really said, "This is the Olympics of drag, baby," with that barrel roll.
Right. So yeah, they both did really well. It was solid. I just was like expecting to be like blown away.
Me too. I honestly was like, this was good. It was good. It was good, but I thought it was going to be more. And I felt because everybody was hyping them up so much. Everybody talks about how great Alyssa is, how great Queen is. And I was like, okay, we about to get the lip syncs of all lip syncs right here. You got the Titan versus the Titans. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be good. And it was, I thought it was going to be mind blowing. Like, oh my God, I'm flipping out. And I was like, oh, no, this was nice. It was nice. I actually preferred the second lip sync better than this one. That's just me personally. But I thought this was good. I thought it was good. But I expected more. I thought it was going to be a lot more than what it was. But
yeah. I think what it comes down to, honestly, is I just don't think this is a stunty kind of song. That's really, it's a good song to lip sync to. And we have gotten 2 good lip syncs out of it on Drag Race. But I just don't think this is the song for, you know, and Queen did do her stunts, which were good and well timed, and she performed them well. But this kind of song, like, I'm not expecting to see splits into dips, into barrel rolls, into, you know, cartwheels with this song. And I also think the other thing is, Alyssa's performance style is very old school, and that she is very emotive with her face and with her mouth. And that is the kind of lip syncing that Alyssa does. She has the splits and she has the stunts. We've seen her do it time and time again over her, you know, over her course on Drag Race. And if we see her lip sync more on this season, we will probably see that. But I think this ultimately just came down to the song choice. I think the girls did a very, very good job with what they were given. And I thought it was a very, very even lip sync for sure.
But we did have a winner of some sort. Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to just add, because I do agree with you, Logan, that it was very well matched. But to me, Queen embodied the song a little bit more. I think she paced her number better. I think it was a good performance on both sides. But if it was
up to
going to be just one winner, it would have been
Queen. It would have been Queen for me. Me too.
Yeah,
I would have picked
agree.
Queen. Wow. All of us agree Queen would have won?
Yes.
Wow. Yep. Wow.
Which is why I can already tell, which coming up of the Olympics it's no surprise to me. And I was already expecting for the US to be prioritized and benefited from, and it's fine because we know that it's happening. I'm just acknowledging it. Which is fine.
You're so real for that. You're so real for that.
Are we really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
You're just so used to it that you don't see
when
it.
We win, we win.
But anyway,
you're just blinded to it. You see the world in rose-colored glasses. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
It's fine.
We are
used to it. We are used to it. It's fine.
Yeah,
we'll just bitter over that gold medal football match. I get it.
It's actually the surf one. But anyways.
The surf one?
The women's surfing.
Oh.
Your athlete that got the gold medal was shocked that she won because she knew that the Brazilian girl did better. Well, we'll get into it. It's fine. It's fine.
We won't get into it. Look, we won't get into it because it's just.
We know how the world goes round, y'all. We know. It's fine. It is what it is.
The world go round.
Money makes the world go round.
A runway category we're going to discuss in. Look over here.
Circling back. But yeah,
more
they
like
both win.
Forward.
or Sucker. Yeah, they both win. And
That's
sure,
fine.
honestly, Queen should have
Sure.
won. Queen should have won, but Alyssa did great too. So it's fine. They both win. They split $5,000. Good for them. They move. We move because we do have another lip sync to talk about with two more amazing people, Evil Queen and
Because-
Vanity Vane, which I was shocked that they gave it to Vanity. Honestly, I didn't think they were going to give it to Vanity. I thought they were going to give it
Vanity
to
didn't
Gala.
think they were going to give it to Vanity.
I thought they were giving it to
I-
Gala. Honestly, I thought they were
Oh.
giving it to Gala.
I think it was
I
really
thought
a
it was
toss up for
Millennium.
that second spot. I really think
Yeah.
it was a toss up for that
Yeah.
second spot.
Yeah. What'd you say, David?
I thought Millennia was going to be in the top 2 instead of Vanity
Oh,
because it
wow.
felt like they were building up a storyline for Millennia,
Mhm.
like being.
Yeah,
She kept
I could
talking
see
about
that
how
too.
underestimated she is, so I thought that she was going to be in one of those top.
It could have
spots.
been possible, honestly.
I wouldn't have.
I
wouldn't
agree, and
And I
I
wouldn't be
think
mad.
No.
I think that was what was what split the decision or what made the decision for the second person in the top. I think for this group was the runway. I think because everyone was
Yeah.
so close. I think they had to take into consideration that, and I think that's
Yeah.
why they chose Vanity.
And I want to say, I do think Gala not being in that top had a lot to do with the fact that Donna was on the panel, and they didn't want them to think that Donna was going to influence putting Gala in that top position
In the same way that
Miranda wasn't in there
honestly.
She should've
for
switched them.
when they
Plus
switched.
that tea.
That's what I'm saying,
Thank
which is
you.
why
Thank you, Lana.
I just don't believe they wanted to put them in those top positions when they had their representation on the judging panel, which I get, because if that happened, then we'd be like, oh my God, here we go. But then I'm like, but then we can't say that.
But in
because,
both cases though, it would have
I
been.
was about to say, or it would have been deserved in both cases, but I feel like they didn't want to do that. But I'm like, also, you can't really say that because you have a RuPaul Michelle Visage every week who does American, who does Down Under, and they know these
let's
other
be honest.
Queen and
Kitty.
no, and
Alyssa.
Kitty too, but
Alyssa?
Alyssa were in the top 2, and we have both of them. When y'all are very, you know who they are, y'all judged them before. So to say not to put Miranda and Gala in there because their representation was also on the judging panel, a little iffy. But I do believe, honestly, and I'm gonna say this, I do believe Gala and Miranda will have that top spot moment because they have shown that they are that good. I think they will have a moment to shine and have that top moment. I think it should have been this week. If we want to be honest, it should have been this week. But we ain't the judges. It is what it is. But Eva and
do we
Vanity,
think that RuPaul listens to what the guest judges have to say? Like, he listens,
Not
but do you
really.
think that he takes that into consideration when making the decision? Because I don't.
I think he listens and be like, okay, well, we'll figure it out. Because what did Adriana Lima really contribute to the panel? Let's be honest.
Not much.
She was pretty. She was very pretty.
Yeah.
But yes, this lip sync to Paranoia by
Donna.
Very good song.
Very good song. Good song. I never heard that song, but that was a good song.
No, it was amazing.
I was livid.
Now, this one could have been a tie for me, I think.
I think this was
more
closer.
than the first one. More than the
I
first
had a
one
clear
for
winner.
me.
I had a clear winner on this one.
I
That was a clear winner.
Yeah. So watching this, like everything in my soul was like, come on, Eva, get your first win.
Yep.
And she did really well. But
well,
there was something electrified in Vanity. Like she embodied every little nuance of the song, and it was just radiating out of her. I thought Vanity killed this lip sync.
I couldn't take my eyes off of her.
Oh, I wanted Eva to get
I
that
wanted
win.
Eva to win, but I could not take my eyes off of Vanity. So it was just something about her eyes. It was something about the way she performed. It was like she was looking into my soul when she was looking into the camera. I just could not. And Eva was doing great, but I just felt like Vanity just clearly was on top of it for me.
Yeah.
I love Eva.
Love Eva.
Eva didn't do bad either.
No.
She did a really good job.
It was a bit of a subdued performance, and I don't think that, and that is Eva's lip syncing style. We saw that on season 1 of Philippines. Like, that is just the way that she performs, which is very, very good. This is just not a song in her wheelhouse, and I think this really is a song that could fit very easily into Vanity's wheelhouse. And I agree. I could not take my eyes off of Vanity.
My favorite part of the lip sync is when they both got to that one part and Eva was on the floor and Vanity was standing up behind her and they both said dun, 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 dun. I was like, wait a minute, stop it. It was such a good, like, cinematically, that looked so amazing on screen, and the way they both were just like shaking and like, it was so good. It was so good.
It's something about Mexican music that makes people synchronize. We saw it in 1, 2, 3 Go.
It worked.
We saw it here.
It worked.
Mhm.
It worked. I was there for it. I was
Because
living
the girls
for
on
it.
sync.
So here's what I think. I think if I had to choose one person, it would have been Vanity for me for this lip sync. But why I said that this could have been a tie for me more than the first one is because even though I think Vanity won, I think this one was closer to me. And I think that as much as Queen and Alyssa both did well, I think to me Queen was clearly better than Alyssa for me. And this one was closer. But still Vanity I think did better.
I'll be in the minority, and I thought the first one was closer, just because they each had like one aspect that they were doing really well in. And this one, I just think Vanity just beat her across the board.
I agree with you.
That's fair.
I agree with you.
That's fair.
But Vanity won this. She won this. She ate it up. I think it was deserved, and she got $10,000. Word.
Yeah. Period.
Yes,
And we got 2 very good lip syncs.
2 very good lip syncs.
Period.
And that draft is close.
Let's talk about it.
Oh.
I forgot about y'all drafting this. This is when we keep
So, River, you're doing great, darling. You're doing great, darling.
Thank you.
You're in last.
All safes.
All safes. Yeah, River's currently
Wasn't Miranda high, like top 3, or was she considered safe? I don't know.
They didn't do top 3.
Because the critiques were kind of.
They didn't do top. Like
they
didn't do tops. So.
Unfortunately. But River is at 9 points. Eduardo has 10 points. Dawn and I have 11, and Robbie has 13.
Who was Robbie? But
Word.
I remember Robbie. I was like, who was that? But go ahead.
Will the top 2 in the draft actually show up for an episode of this season's podcast? Who knows?
We will see. I cannot wait to see how this turns out.
And next week, I'm so beyond thrilled because it's a ball.
Yay!
Can you see the desperation
They
in
really
my
trying to
eyes?
kill podcasters. They really are.
They're really
trying
to kill us. They're really trying to kill us. Like,
because they said we are gonna have a ball with everybody. Everybody's here, and it's like
36 looks just like this week.
Just like this week.
Yep.
So with that, we're going to close out because we still got to go film a lot of other Drag Race episodes. So thank you for joining us for this episode recap for Global All-Stars, the double premiere. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share on your way out. Let us know all your thoughts down in the comments below. Make sure to check out the description where you can find our audio podcast links, our other YouTube channels, our Patreon, our social media, and where you can get your merch, including but not limited to cup mug. And with all that being said, we are going to get out of here. So various different languages to say cheers.
Cheers.
Salud.
Salud.
Adios.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Bye.
Até mais.
Adios.
Bye.
Bye.
Nos vemos.
Ciao.